Привет, comrades! Stealth here. Welcome to episode 3 of the glorious series on Soviet Republic workers and resources. In episode 2, I have been building a city, and of course, a city needs a production. That turned out to be my oil refinery. Now, the oil refinery is doing quite alright, but as you guys have informed me, I can make things better. So that's what I will intend to do. The first thing to do is to make sure that I don't need these puny tanker trucks, which are going to bring the just freshly refined or freshly mined oil to the actual refinery. I can make this a lot easier if I just use infrastructure in the form of pipelines. I'm going to use a pipe pumping station. This will draw the pipes or the oil required, and then a pipe is going to bring that into the factory. Of course, that happens to be on the opposite side of said factory, so it's going to be a pretty long oil line here, unfortunately. We'll just have to make it in a few stages, he said optimistically, and the pipeline turned out to be too long. So that means that we're going to have to add yet another pumping station. Input from, well, I guess not there yet, because the pipeline hasn't been built yet. Let's just let this thing get constructed. Yes? No? Maybe? Can I set just one more pipe? There we go. Alright. This should make it a lot more comfortable, because now it's going to get automatically fed. And I will not need this vehicle anymore. Nor will I need that vehicle. Because the pipelines are now providing everything with oil, or at least they should be, if I'm doing things correctly. And there we go. It is. The source is not sending, but now it is. Amount of oil transported per second, 0.17 tons. Somebody else also mentioned build more oil pumps, because your current supply of oil is just remarkably insufficient. Understood. One problem with that plan, there is just not a lot of oil in this current location. There is very little that I can work with in this particular site. There is a bit more oil over here. So I could build a few more oil pumps over there and see if I can make that work. So back to oil construction and set up a few oil rigs. Of course, these will all need to be transported back to the actual facility all the way over there. That is going to be a pretty lengthy pipeline, but if it'll allow me to export more oil and fuel, then I might as well. Now, you people were mistakenly informed that my color blindness is disallowing me to see exactly where these oil rigs are. And where is a good placement? I know that this is not a good placement. I know that this is a better placement. I am not entirely blind, comrades. I can see differences like those. Now, let's see where there is another opportunity to mine some more oil. This looks like a decent spot. I think that concludes our oil operations. Now, these oil things do not have a power supply, so that's going to be the next thing. I'm going to have to bring power all the way over there. That is going to be a pretty lengthy pipeline of power. Yes, I managed to salvage that sentence just in time. I'm going to need a medium voltage power transformer / substation. And said substation is going to be providing power to all of these facilities. Now, let's have that thing get constructed. I'm going to need medium voltage wires. And these medium voltage wires are going to go all the way over here. Mixing pipelines and electricity seems like a fantastic plan and should not cause any kind of problems. I just don't know how I'm going to get to connecting this bit here. If at all. I don't think that's even possible. It's not a high voltage wire either, is it? No. So that means that I'm going to have to build a secondary substation, I think. A secondary switch point. Power transformer. God, I'm bad at this game. Remove this. I said remove. Don't challenge me, comrade. Right, power transformer. This, if I understand it correctly, is going to take high voltage and distribute it to medium voltage. So we shall build one of these facilities. There is infrastructure in the way. Not anymore. Power transformer here. Now, I'm going to have to adjust the incoming power line. It's going to be a high voltage power line. I think I was using these. And if I try and make an angle here, I can connect that to this part. Then I can have a medium power line. Be drawn from here to not there. That's connected. So this one's getting power. This one also needs to be fed. I can do that. This power line is turning into a bit of a mess. As long as it works. Draw the power all the way here. And I think we're going to need a switch to actually feed the substation. The substation whose power lines I've been deploying over there. So there's going to be a switch. And we're going to have the medium come in here and this go to... Really? To there, medium voltage to here. Now all of these things should be getting power. They are, however, not getting power. Where did I go wrong? This thing is without power supply. What is this nonsense? That's because the coal power plant does not have any power. I am getting coal for it. I have workers. What is the problem? Is everything without power? No, this has power. Aha. This is not connected. God, that day-night cycle is annoying. There. That is the most hideous power network I have deployed so far. But, since there are lights, we are now getting oil. I just now need to build a whole lot of pipelines. Construction, infrastructure, pipelines, pumping station. Collect multiple and feed it into one. This is going to get power and is going to get a pipeline to 2. I can probably loop this one around. Connected. And I need to be doing the same thing for this one down here. Those are expensive pipelines. Or substations. What are you doing? Really? You cannot build it? too long. This power line is actually hampering my ability to build. Are you kidding? No, you're not kidding. Okay, I can't do this. I need to try and bring these oil lines together. And then we have to set up another pumping station. Why is that not being accepted? Here. Of course, that's also going to have to draw power from somewhere. Oh, I'm building the wrong type of... Yeah, that's the problem. Alright, we are almost there. Too long. These these not power lines, but these oil lines are pretty expensive. Can we make this turn sharp? We can. That goes there. Fuck's sake. At least that one's getting power. Two. Oh, fuck's sake. Fine. Right, with this power not, or with this thing not getting power, I'm not actually transporting any oil as it is. So I would need to use another substation here. Medium power lines, substation. Spin it. Oh, no, this is on the wrong side. Game, it is a pleasure working with you. It's just a bit rough at times. There, do you have power now? Yes, it has power. Excellent. So everything should be getting power. It's not sending resources. This thing is sending resources. This thing is operating. Is the oil still being pumped or something? This thing's operating without problems. So is this. So is that. And so is that. So we are in fact getting oil. How is this thing not actually producing anything? The engines are currently not operating. The source is not sending. What do you mean the source is not sending? The source is sending. It's sending it from here to here. It's like these things are just working half the day and then they stop. Oh. It just switched. Slightly. Yeah, we are actually getting oil here. So that means that this thing should be filling up pretty quick. Finally. Now, there are a few more things that I need to handle, thanks to you guys' suggestions. We are going to need a lot of people working here, and that means that I can tell them where they need to work, add buildings on where citizens should go. I'm going to set that to 100%. And I'm going to need a lot more workers. I currently have a decent amount of workers, although not unemployed. So I'm going to expand my living quarters again. And what I also can do is set up a small house. Who said that? Comrade Stalin said that. Goodbye, monetization. Comrade Stalin said build a small house close to the power plant. So that you can have a few workers living there pretty close. And this way you will always have a few people working at that position. Comrade Fox wrote on the previous video, you need to have a harvester, tractors, and a covered truck on the agro farm. And I already have that. So we're just waiting for this stuff to grow. Comrade Joshua said I need to have a facility in place where my food can be stored. A grain storage. So I will set that up here. I don't believe it is currently necessary, because I don't think we're actually harvesting anything at the moment. But at the very least, this should start storing stuff as and when we need it. What I'm not storing exactly is dollars. Or at least not nearly enough of them. Now there is a lot of oil coming in, but we're not exporting enough fuel. This is something else that the Minister of Petrochemicals said. Build a road to Soviet Russia to export. You do realize that Soviet Russia is over there, right? And I'm just going to scroll there to show you exactly how far that is. This is going to be an incredible long time to export it. I'm not even at the border. Here's the border. This is how I can export it to Russia. That's not really something that I want to do right now, because it's just going to take me forever to get there. So until I build a second settlement that's going to be capable of actually providing my precious resources to the motherland, I'm going to be working with capitalists, and I'm going to be getting dollars for my troubles. I'm still bleeding rubles on something. Last month. Gained dollars, lost lots and lots of rubles. Some came from immigrants, some came from foreign manpower. And some came from import of resources. Yes, I imagine that's a problem. I want to buy these resources with dollars, yes. Okay, we have people working here. They cannot go to school, but that seems to be a them problem. Now, do I have any people unable to work because they have too many children who cannot work? Or, well, I mean, children cannot work regardless, but who need to be in kindergarten? No, I'm fine. Alright, in that case, I'm going to set up another building somewhere over here, so people can actually work at the factory and don't have to run very far using any kind of infrastructure. For example, a bus. Let's set up a flats over here. Hell of a view. Very nice place to have your home. It's going to be a beautiful site, because you're going to be looking at glorious Soviet engineering in the form of our oil refinery. There is quite a lot of oil to export, sorry, fuel to export, and I don't think that I can get that exported with just one truck. Not anymore. I'm probably going to have to go with 2 trucks. There we go. The amount of workers is going up, and with that, the amount of oil, sorry, fuel. Where is my truck? Where's my related vehicle? The cistern truck. State your location. You just came out of there. You can hold 12 tons of fuel. And the other truck? You are on your way to export. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more vehicles. Buy me vehicles using dollars. Oh. I cannot actually get... Well, that sucks. I cannot get US vehicles to export it. I cannot buy that with dollars. Lovely. Now, I could set up a train line that goes from here all the way to the NATO border and underhandedly sells off the fuel there. But I don't think that that's worth it, at least not in the short run. And the short run is what I'm most concerned with, because I'm trying to stabilize the economy here. So if I just dump a whole lot of cash in there, it's not going to work out too well for me. This was the vehicle that I'm using, 12 tons of oil, 12 tons of fuel, and 12 tons of bitumen. Do we have anything that can carry more? Yes. No. Why are you so expensive? Nonsense. 4 trucks. There is currently 51 tons to export. Show me the related vehicles. Cistern. I want you to duplicate that. Of course, I have to manually click on these vehicles, because that seems convenient. Start, 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 start. Everybody move. Comrades, stop bitching. Get a move on. Alright. What else was suggested? Use more gravel roads. Yes, on new constructions I will use more gravel roads. Build more kindergartens. I don't believe that that is necessary at the current moment, because I still have quite a lot of space over here. What else was suggested? Build buildings around bus stations. That way you don't have too many people having to have multiple different facilities or amenities. I think I might need another bus as well, by the way. Because I think that one bus is not quite capable of holding that many people. This I can use my dollars for. This can transport 76 people, 95 people. You are not bus, you are can. All related vehicles. You. Copy. And this one is going to the Seldani bus stop, which is over there by the coal power plant. I don't need more people going there. We got a lot of people waiting to go to work, but I can't quite get them there. There's another 50 people waiting here. Alright, fuel is now being exported. Excellent. How about you get a move on? Or you. You have some destinations to go to, right? Alright, you're gonna get the same thing. Go. Look at those dollars flowing into our glorious little town. That's what I'm hoping to see. Right, what else was suggested? Don't let workers work in the fields. Well, I do not believe that we have many workers working in these fields, because there's simply not anything to do. We're still waiting for the whole growing process in both of these fields. There was also the small field, and that too is growing. There is a bit ready to get harvested, but that's really not that much. Okay, what else can I do? Specify where people are supposed to work. I did that. I said that people are supposed to work here. They are. Oh, I'm gonna have to build a small kindergarten over here. Otherwise, these workers are just gonna be sitting at home minding their children. Get a move on. Is there any decent place where I can put this down? Yet. I'm trying to get this connected to both of my new flats, but I think that's not quite going to work out. There's infrastructure in the way. There's this power line here. In that case, maybe just set it up here. Alright, infrastructure, footpath, mud footpath, no. We don't want children playing in mud. Children, move on. Go here. That seems to be a fairly inconvenient spot for a crossover. Some infrastructure is in the way? Are you fucking kidding? Fine. Speaking of infrastructure, I think I might have disrupted my power line. Because imagine the engineering that goes into building a path underneath an actual power line. The level of engineering that you would need for that is way less than what we can actually accomplish. So this should not be a problem at all. Alright, babies at kindergarten, 4 out of 70. Excellent. 15 citizens are unable to get food. That sounds like a them problem. We can always get more workers. You can not always get more food. But, fine. Since you people seem to be overly invested in the ability to get food, I will oblige, and I will provide you with food. I'll probably also need a way to make these people actually get food to the particular plant here. And just put it over here. Yes. Ideally, turn around. Footpath. Now you can go and get your rotten food. Well, I hope it's not rotten. Now you can get your food. 4 workers can't work because there are no kindergarten or places. Are you lazy? My workers in the Leshy flats. Are you lazy? There is a kindergarten not very far away, but imagine having to walk 256 meters in order to get to the damn kindergarten. Are you lazy, comrade? Because if you are, then we're going to have a little chat. Because there is no place for lazy workers in this republic. Lazy. Can you now actually make it there? Jesus, still not? Are you sure? Do I really have to hold your hand and make every single decision for you? Is that how this is going to work? Please tell me you can now actually walk to the fucking kindergarten. Thank you. Wow. My people have actually invented the ability to walk. And they can now get to the kindergarten. Color me impressed. Now, what I can also do is set up one small footpath from here to here. And allow people to use the bus stop. Where are all of you going? Or you're just walking over to the food factory. Very good. Over here we have food. I'm not sure how food has been magically delivered here. But I guess the auto-purchase mode seems to be doing it. That is good. I just don't want you to buy that using ruble. I want you to buy that using dollars. Because dollars I can make more of. Ruble, not so much. At least not until I be able to export stuff to there. Speaking of export, it seems like this is under control. And I really need a lot more workers in here. The oil factory is not doing nearly as well as it could. So, can I tell people where to work? Here. Not 100%. I also want you to work here. Not 50-50. Food is not nearly as important as fuel. 82-16. What's happening to the other 2%? Do they just not get to work or something? What is this about? Education. No education. What's this education you speak of? 28 citizens were not able to participate in any sport. I think sport is a problem for everybody. 69 citizens not able to get clothes. 64 citizens not able to enjoy culture. Culture is overrated. Our culture is work. That's our culture. These people and their demands. I can have a clothing factory, but that's not really what I need. Food and crops, education related. I don't want a technical university just yet. Construction, no. Workshop buildings, no. Clothing industry. Where the hell is a clothing output? Where can I make sure that my people get the stuff that they want? Ah, a small store. These get clothing and electronics. Very good. It's a small building. Can I cram it in here somewhere? There's plenty of room here. Shouldn't be a problem. Due to infrastructure. Ha. Infrastructure. There's a lot of stuff here, but I wouldn't call it infrastructure. This is pretty far out of the way. Fuck it, if they're willing to work to the office, they can walk over there. And there they go. Immediately getting their clothes. Now, sports. How do I set up sports? Sports are not industries, I imagine. Equipment for citizens. Pollution monitoring station? Do we really look like the West? I don't think so. Here. Football ground. There's your sports. And here's tennis. We're going to beat all the capitalists at Wimbledon. We're going to show them that Soviet people are far better at sports than these soft Western athletes. Huh. What are they thinking? Is there any place to build pub? Yes. Now you can get drunk. We need to have a place that serves vodka somewhere. This is as good a place as any. Currently, no bar staff. Currently bar staffed. Good. And we got the first people immediately going in to get their serving of vodka. What do these people require? Alcohol. Doesn't mean... they don't even care what they're drinking. Drink more alcohol, comrades. Alcohol cleans everything, including the soul. Mostly the soul, maybe. Right, what else was suggested in last week's comments? Use gravel roads. I haven't built any roads yet. Build buildings around bus stations. That is what I have been doing. Lots and lots of people are walking to God knows where. Hello, you. Oh, they're all going shopping. Jesus, have you no work to do? See, even this boss doesn't care. Just drives over civilians. Now, this is not a good way to actually gain money. This is a great way to burn money. I'm not burning rubles. I am burning... sorry, rubles. I am burning a bit of dollars here. But not nearly as much... well, let's not look at last month's spending, shall we? Ah, I can borrow more money. Oh, interesting. What is selling best? 1902 for chemicals, or sell nuclear fuel for 205,285 per unit. That's going to be the focus of next week's episode. Build a nuclear... well... that is, if I can. Energy related. Nuclear industry. Uranium mine. 152,000. Do you think I'm rich? Because I would like to inform you that I'm not. I personally am not rich because here in the Soviet Union we share everything. I don't have my own resources. Maybe it would be better if I start exporting chemicals. We're going to need oil, wood, and crops. I am producing oil, I'm producing crops. I do believe I'm producing gravel. I just need to be producing... or getting wood from somewhere. And the crops can come in from the farm. And then it's going to output 0.50 tons of chemicals. And chemicals seem to be pretty damn valuable as well. Here, 1477 versus the fuel that I'm currently exporting at 108. So I can make a lot more with this. Right, as the sun sets on this episode and on my city, the sun does not set on the series, because we are just beginning, comrades. If you have more suggestions on how I can improve my city, by all means, discuss these in the comments. And if the Politburo deems it worthy, we shall use these comments in next week's video to improve our little town. For now, comrades, I thank you for your dedication to the Soviet Union, and I shall see you next week.